What's going on, guys? Welcome back into the channel. Today I wanted to do a very quick video just to branch off of the last two videos that I did concerning the practice squad, and I wanted to show you my first-hand results that I've managed to acquire from practice squad players that might actually surprise you guys. Um, Quick little video just to show you guys a couple of players, and you can see them right here that were on my practice squad and I didn't even think of starting until my other players proved to not be all that effective, and I decided to bring up other players and rotate them in like I had been saying in my other video and try them out on the practice squad, and I had a ton of success. So the first one that I mentioned in the last video was this halfback that came up from the practice squad. This guy was a 64 overall halfback that was on my practice squad. I liked him because he had 91 speed, 90 acceleration, and 90 agility, so he was, relatively athletic for a halfback. And so I had him on the practice squad thinking, oh, this guy's never going to get any playing time behind the other players that I have on the roster. And I had Tariq Cohen and various other players on the roster, and I can show you guys the guys that I currently have on the roster. I drafted Will Shipley, I had this guy Peter Bullock, I have Henry Nelson. None of these guys played as well as this guy Miles Pryor did. Miles Pryor came up as a normal development 64 overall player, and he currently in this league, this is the former Steelers league that you guys have seen probably a lot of on the channel. Uh, he is currently leading the league in rushing yards in week 10, and you guys saw his stats right there, but I want to show you guys a comparison to all of the other players in the league in terms of rushing yardage, just so you guys can get an idea of why I go through and sometimes rotate players off of my practice squad and things like that, and why I carry players on my practice squad, and why I care at all about my practice squad. Miles Pryor is absolutely tearing it up. He's leading the league in rushing yards. I believe he's leading the league in rushing touchdowns. He is, averaging 127 rushing yards per game, not to mention his passing yardage that is added on to that. He is playing like one of the best running backs that I've ever had in a Madden franchise. Now, on top of that, going over to the Pittsburgh Steelers, this is the Trey Lance Pittsburgh Steelers, the Anthony McFarland Pittsburgh Steelers. There were times where I felt like Anthony McFarland as a superstar or superstar X Factor wasn't even as effective as Miles Pryor is right now. Miles Pryor feels like one of the best running backs that I've ever utilized, and within a 10-game span, he went from practice squad to backup to starter to star and to superstar based on dev challenges. And that's a huge leap within a matter of 10 weeks. He wasn't even on my roster in week 1. I had him located him on my practice squad in I think week 1 or week 2 cuz my starting running backs weren't performing the way that I wanted them to. And so that's just proof right there of finding guys on your practice squad that are just coded to play different. This guy he's just different. He just plays better than all the other halfbacks. He's always falling forward, always fighting for extra yards, and I know that he has some of those traits and whatnot, but he is playing so much better than the halfbacks that I drafted and things like that. And then on top of that, De'Aaron King, quarterback out of Miami, a player that I wasn't going to start this season, and I didn't even really give much thought to because he was a 25-year-old. He was like a 66 or 67 overall, and I had Spencer Rattler that I brought into the team. There was a 70 overall, a 23-year-old player that I thought might have some success. I brought in as well Cole McDonald, who was on the team, gave him a tryout, a couple other guys that gave a tryout to, and then, when it came down to it, De'Aaron King played way better than all of those other quarterbacks, and he was a lower overall rating. And he doesn't even have crazy ratings in terms of his accuracies or his throw power. He's only got 90 throw power. He's got very low accuracies, only short accuracy above an 80. So by no means is he a crazy good player, but his stats since coming up to the team have been phenomenal. 8 touchdowns, 59% completions, not the greatest, but 8 touchdowns, only 1 interception, 136 QBR, much better than all of the other players that I tried out on the team that were even higher overalls and stuff like this. And again, this was a practice squad player. This is a guy that wasn't even on my roster 3 weeks ago, or 4 weeks ago, I would say. I think 4, maybe 5 weeks ago. Brought him in, put him on the practice squad. Other quarterbacks didn't pan out, brought him up to the roster and gave him a chance, and he got his dev up to star. He was a normal overall, like 67 overall player, and now he's up to a 71 as a star. So a crazy, crazy good find on the practice squad, and that's kind of what this offense is right now. The halfback and the quarterback, both practice squad players that have come up and just played absolutely lights out, and they're carrying the offense. And so that was just, the quick video that I wanted to make for you guys today. Hopefully my mic didn't disconnect or cause any issues because, again, I'm still having some issues with my mic. I believe that I've addressed the issue. I think that what the issue is apparently because my router is too close to the receiver on the mic. It's supposedly has a chance to interfere with the signal, and so I've moved them apart and haven't had the issue since. So I'm hoping that the microphone actually worked properly in this video. Make sure you guys leave a comment down below if the mic did work properly, because I want to get that feedback and know if it's sounding correct. And then on top of that, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you guys want to see more videos. I do want to get your guys' feedback on if you want to see another franchise mode. I've had a couple people say they want me to do another franchise, not with the Steelers. I get that. So I'm curious what teams you guys would like to see me do a series with. I'm curious whether you'd like to see me do a sim style series, I play the games and bring you guys in from time to time, whether I do broadcast style games and things like that. I'd like to know your feedback on those things. Specifically, I was thinking maybe a Philadelphia Eagles franchise could be interesting just from the aspect of their financial position is horrible right now, and getting them out of that cap situation could be really interesting and really fun. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit that bell notification button, all that good stuff. Leave the feedback on the video, please. It helps out tremendously. As you guys can see, we're growing crazy on this channel, and I want to just be able to continue to help you guys out. So I hope you guys have a good night. I apologize for getting wordy here at the end, but like I said, quick little video. Just wanted to show you guys those players from my practice squad. Have a good night.